I grew up in fundamentalist Christianity. My dad was a Christian school teacher, Bible teacher, history teacher with a Christian worldview, as well as later on he was the superintendent and principal of the Christian school. So I was pretty surrounded with both my education and my home life in fundamentalist Baptist Christianity. My mother says I accepted Jesus into my heart at 2.5. Of course, I don't remember that. I asked him into my heart several other times just to make sure when I was older. The journey to my freedom from religion has been a long one, but one of the catalysts for it was the church that I was going to. The pastor got fired, and me and my husband were kind of left with, do we follow the pastor or do we stay at the church? And he had been a leader that we had so highly respected, we couldn't believe that all these horrible stories were now coming out about him. And so that left us in a place of questioning, and my husband started reading books about whether or not hell was really literal or not, because that always really bothered both of us, was the concept of hell. And so once we started getting into the different interpretations of the Bible and whether or not these were actually true or myths, it just all started to fall apart from there. When you are looking at the Bible and trying to critically think, and you're trying to live for God, and you're looking for the will of your Maker, and you stumble across verses that sound so hateful, and they sound really scary and give you a feeling in your stomach that you don't exactly like, listen to yourself, because you are an incredible resource of knowledge. And if it sounds like something that you would never do, and it sounds like a wicked act, and it was done by God, who's supposedly loving, there is something wrong with that. There's a big contradiction, and listen to yourself. And that's what we started to do, and it led us down a path to freedom and discovery of truth. Going through this is not a picnic at all. It's your whole entire world being pulled out from underneath you. You don't look at the sky and see it the same. You don't go to bed and say your prayers. When you're driving in your car and you're afraid that someone's going to hit you, you don't have anybody to call out and ask for help and someone that can save you. It's terrifying going through this. Mm-hmm. And I understand people who don't want to pursue this path because it's terrifying. But if you get help, hopefully, I was lucky enough to have my partner, my husband Adam, go through this with me. If you have other people around you who are asking the same kinds of questions, stay together, work with each other, work with a therapist, seek community, because you do need people to help you get through this. It can be very lonely. The things that have helped me the most in this journey to freedom from religion has been, well, first of all, just separating myself from the church and finding other sources of information besides the Christian authors and the Christian perspective. And I started getting therapy about 4 months after I knew there wasn't a God. And I've been in therapy for a little over a year now. And I would say I would highly recommend getting therapy to go through this, because it can be a lonely, depressing road at times, and it's good to seek help. I am so happy and free where I am right now. I get to explore this planet and find out for myself what all the wonderful things this earth has to offer, and not wait until I die. One of the best things is just having that heavy weight off of your shoulders of the guilt and the shame that you used to feel. it has taken some time. It's taken some depression, anxiety, and coming out to my parents was really scary, but actually it ended up going really well. I would highly encourage people not to be afraid of getting honest with people, because it may not go as badly as you think it will. My parents were actually pretty cool about it and said that they still really respected me and my husband, and of course they're still going to be praying for us, but we can handle that. So I would definitely encourage people, if you're on the fence, if you don't think that your families will ever love you again, it's not an easy road to freedom, but it's definitely worth it in the end. You have to follow your heart and follow your mind to be able to live my own life and make my own choices and not feel like I'm being watched and judged is the best thing for me.